Oh.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all well. We've got
Morning.
morning. The coffee mugs are getting bigger today as the week goes on to keep us going.
You can't see it. Ooh.
Oh, can't you see it? Oh,
No.
oh, it's because it's
That's
colourful. When it's colourful, it doesn't show. There you go. Doesn't show up so well because of the background. Nice to see you all again. We've got 67 people registered for today, so we'll give everybody a couple more minutes. Yesterday it was quite nice. Hi, Katie Watson, who doesn't have a camera, but can hear us. That's great. I don't know if anybody is brave enough and wants to just shout out the organisations that they're here on behalf of. It was quite nice yesterday to hear from a few people, and a lot of people recognise each other's faces.
Royal Coaches.
Hi, Karen. Anybody else?
Titan Travel.
Hi.
Hi. Can see Linda here.
I'm from Chelmsford Theatre Association.
Lovely.
Hi, Linda. I think you've been quite a few of you have done a lot of these.
Well done.
Right, we've got a few more people coming in on the waiting room.
Right. Hello.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
I run for Age Concern in Chippy Norton. I run Chippy Active Trips. I'm also presently chairman of the Southern Branch of AGTAI. So if we've got any Southern Branch members, hello. Nice to see you.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Nice
visits for historic houses, day visits for them.
Yes. Can I say a quick hello, Roger Bailey, as well? Hey, Roger.
Hi.
Lovely to see you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Blue Badge Tour Guide. Hi.
Nice to see. Right, yeah. Right. I think it's slowing down a bit, so we might. Karen, if you're okay with the waiting room, that's great. So welcome everybody once again for session number 5 of our virtual familiarisations in Show Week. I hope those of you who've done the other ones have enjoyed them. Those that you are back, I'm glad you found them useful and you're continuing to stay with us. So that's great news. As I said, we've got 67 of you registered, so a few more are going to add as we go. Apologies to any of those that I'm going to repeat the first bit too, but we were really keen to do something during what would have been our excursions week or day, but we'll do something for the week. So we've been working with our destinations and attractions and operators to pull together this virtual event, which has been a learning curve for us all in this new world. But I think it's gone quite well so far and seems to be of good value to people. So thank you for joining us and supporting us in that cause. Tourism Southeast organises excursions, but with its sort of other hat as a sort of as a destination umbrella organisation, we have been supporting our members and trying to disseminate the information and work through it to interpret it for our members, and also feeding up with all of the authorities up to government to lobby. So it's been a busy old year for us, but we are looking forward in this week and being positive about what's to come. And waiting in anticipation of the day they say we can get out and about and travel again. So we wanted to keep you inspired and connected for the week with ideas. So today we are joined by the team from Shakespeare's England, which is really exciting. And we're going to hand over to them very shortly. They will all introduce themselves as they go, but just a few housekeeping for those of you who haven't done this before. If you could pop yourselves on mute on the bottom left hand corner of your Zoom screen, that would be fantastic. There is a chat box on the bottom center of your screen on Zoom. If you click that, that will give you a chat bar where you can see what other people are saying. So we've got Pina's said hello. and Kevin Hunt from Travel Decks as well. Hello, Ryan, Bevan. But if you've got any questions, Karen's going to facilitate that in a moment and tell you how that's going to work. And as usual, this is being recorded, and we've seen a real big uptake on the recordings, which is great. So they are there on demand. You can share them with your colleagues and group members for them to help you plan in due course, and they will be on the website as a library and on YouTube as well. So I'm going to hand over to Karen first of all, and then we'll go on to the Shakespeare's England team.
Good morning, everybody. And again, it's lovely to see familiar faces. After over 30 years of being involved with excursions, either as the organiser or an exhibitor, I'm really glad we're able to do this. For those who've just joined, you can ask questions through the chat box, as Elaine mentioned, and these will be answered in the Q&A section. I've changed it slightly for today, and if you would like to ask a question yourself, write this in the chat box, right? I'd like to ask a question, and we will then come to you and ask you to unmute. So I hope you enjoy this session, and I hand over to Shakespeare's England.
Thank you, Karen. First and foremost, good morning to everybody, and it's lovely that so many of you have chosen to join this Zoom session this morning, and a massive big thank you to the TSE team for making sure that excursions can continue in 2021 in a different format. But hey, you know, sometimes change is good, and it's great that so many people have taken up the challenge and to join us this morning. So I'm Helen Peters, I'm the Chief Executive. From Shakespeare's England, I have with me, next slide please. Thank you. So I have, here we have us on at one of our lovely venues, which is actually the Welcome Hotel in Stratford. So myself, in the middle is Kate Vavedo, who is my Senior Marketing Manager and Commercial Manager, and Ruth Webb, who looks after all our social media. So next slide, please. We're going to show you a quick video, fingers crossed that the technology works.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Royal Pump Room.
Welcome back to Shakespeare Distillery.
To Dallas Burston Polo Club.
To Stratford-upon-Avon Butterfly Farm.
Welcome to Warwick Castle.
Welcome to the Orange Tree.
Welcome to Avonlea. Welcome back to Fargo Village.
Welcome to Fairytale Farm.
Welcome to Hooray. Welcome to the farm.
Welcome back to Mallory Court.
To the British Motor Museum.
To the Mercure Shakespeare Hotel.
Welcome back to Walton Hall. To Northmere. To Compton Verney.
Welcome back
To Avon Boating.
To the Cotswolds Distillery.
To Coventry Cathedral. To Stratford Town Walk.
Welcome back to Shakespeare's England.
Fabulous. Every time I see...
Welcome back.
Oh, it's going again. Every time I see that, I get really excited. But I hope it really sums up that, as this slide says, although we are extremely proud to be the home of William Shakespeare, Shakespeare's England is not just about Shakespeare. There is so much more to offer. We're the official destination management organisation. So most of you will think of that as the local tourist board. And obviously we are here to promote the region of South Warwickshire as a fantastic place to live and work, but also to visit. And are very keen to work with the travel trade and group organisers to bring visitors to our lovely region. Just to remind any of you, as I say, we cover quite a wide geography. We have members in Coventry, in Kenilworth, Stratford, Warwick, Rugby, Leamington Spa. And I'm delighted that actually today I'm going to have, we are joined by colleagues from the Birthplace Trust, the British Motor Museum, the Royal Shakespeare Company, Compton Verney, and Visit Rugby to give you more in-depth information on those specific products. This slide really is just to remind people that, you know, we're very centrally located, and on here you can see sort of journey times. So if you are trying to build itineraries where you're taking in several destinations, or you've got visitors who are inquiring about, oh, well, if I'm going to go to Shakespeare's England, how long will it then take me to return to Birmingham or to get back to London, etc. So this gives you some indication both by rail and by car. So as I say, we have got so many things to do. You can go to Warwick Castle, you can go to the amazing Lord Leicester Hospital, the museum in the centre of Warwick. We've got the Coventry Cathedral. We've got the fantastic Guildhall in the centre of Stratford. Again, we've now got the schoolroom in Stratford as well. So the whole the Shakespeare story goes right from cradle to grave and includes the schoolroom. The schoolroom is not part of the Birthplace Trust Pass, but is part of the Shakespeare's England Explorer Pass that I'll reference in a few minutes. Again, please don't forget, we work very, very closely as well with our friends from Coventry, from the Herbert Museum and Art Gallery, the Transport Museum in Coventry, as well as the Cathedral. We also, of course, work very closely with the British Motor Museum. And as I say, we've got a presentation from them in a few minutes. But these days, we know that a lot of visitors are looking at more outside opportunities as well. So we have been working over the last few years with our friends at West Midlands Growth Company to build what we call the England's Waterway product. It's part of the Visit England Deaf Fund, Discover England Fund project. And it's to promote cycling, walking and boating holidays in and around our region. As I say, we also have the Explorer Pass. Our Explorer Pass is a visitor pass. It is fully commissionable, so you can act as a distributor for the pass. It covers, at last count, roughly 17 of our top attractions. Works just in the same way as things like the London Leisure Pass, where a guest or yourselves would buy a pass for either 1 day, 2 days or 3 days, and then get free access into as many of the attractions as they can get round in that time. Equally, it gives opportunities on savings, on food, food and drink, and 1 or 2 retail outlets as well. It's distributed by the Visit Britain shop. You can buy it through tickets. You can get it on TripAdvisor and Klook. And we're currently working with TXGB, the Visit England, Visit Britain distribution portal, so that it is also accessible there. A wide range of accommodation types and hopefully with a price point to meet everybody. We do, of course, have our fantastic Manor House hotels. A few are shown here with the lovely Billesley Manor, and we've also got Mallory Court on there, etc. But we have some sort of unusual accommodation types as well. The tented accommodation at the top, that is your glamping in the grounds of Warwick Castle. And then we've also got some pods shown here. We've got a pod at Wootton Warren Country Park, and also, oh no, it's not, it's disappeared. Sorry, Kate slightly changed it. They also do tree houses. So there's also some tree houses that you can stay in. But we do have a real range of accommodation. So please do always contact us if your visitors want a particular type of accommodation, and we can hopefully point you in the right direction. Food, glorious food. Obviously, everybody loves food. Again, fantastic venues for afternoon tea, fantastic venues for ice cream. You saw hoorays on that bit of video. Then we've got also, you can have banquet dining at Warwick Castle, but also we have amazing pubs and restaurants doing good traditional British food. If you're looking for something slightly, more fine dining, then we're also lucky that we actually have 2 Michelin-starred restaurants within our region. We have the Cross in Kenilworth, and we also have Salt right in the middle of Stratford-upon-Avon. Obviously, at the moment, things are challenging with visitors, but we are so lucky again in our region that we've got some great world-class events that are coming up over the next year to 2 years. So hopefully you're all very well aware that Coventry is the UK City of Culture in 2021. We would hope to have already been celebrating that with it kicking off on the 1st of January, but not surprisingly, that has been delayed, but they are adamant they will be launching on the 15th of May, even if part of that might be virtual to begin with. But please do keep in touch with us. Do check out Coventry City of Culture to find the programme as well, and it'll be running right through till May 2022. We've also got the National Bowls Championship, which takes place in the middle of, in Leamington Spa in August through to September of this year. We've got, we are hosts to one of the Rugby League World Cup games at the Rico, Scotland versus Australia on the 29th of October, which again, I think will inspire a lot of interest. So again, you may want to look at that as an opportunity to bring groups to our area and for them to have the rugby league as the centre and then build out from that. And of course, Abby, who we'll be talking to in a minute from Visit Rugby, will be telling you about the opportunities to visit rugby school and also to the museum. And then by no means least, but if not last, the Commonwealth Games, which is being held in Birmingham in 2022. But again, Shakespeare's England, we will be hosting several events. The Rico Arena will be looking after the wrestling, the judo and the rugby sevens. We have the road racing starting and finishing in St Nicholas Park, Warwick. And again, we actually have the bowls, the Lawn Green Bowls taking place at the National Bowls Arena, which, as I say, is in Leamington Spa. So lots of Commonwealth related activities that will be taking place in our region. And now I'd very much like to, that was a very quick summary of what's going on. We're here to help you at any time. As I say, with the tourist board, we can advise you on itineraries, we can point you in the right direction to link up with any of our members who are all listed on our website. So just please do contact us and do try and follow us online and through our social media if you can. But now it gives me great pleasure to pass you over to my colleague Louisa Stott from Shakespeare's Birthplace Trust.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks for that introduction, and thanks to the team at Excursions for inviting us to attend today. As Helen said, my name is Louisa and I'm Head of Retail and Sales at the Shakespeare Birthplace Trust. The Trust is the world's leading charity in promoting the work, life and times of William Shakespeare. A visit to Shakespeare's family homes in Stratford is a unique experience where we welcome groups from near and far to enjoy an authentic taste of Shakespeare and his family's life in a wonderful location. Have my next slide, please. We care at the Trust, we care for the 5 Shakespeare family homes in and around Stratford, as well as the world's largest Shakespeare-related library and archives. Here we happily accommodate visits, tours, talks and courses which we can tailor to suit your needs and timescales. Throughout 2021, we are planning a phased reopening, meaning our opening times will be varied from previous years and may be subject to change, but we hope to deliver the most flexible offer we can to our group visitors. We will also be maintaining last year's pricing rates. We are very proud that we achieved the Good to Go accreditation when we reopened the birthplace last August, and all remaining properties will be open, delivering the same very high standard. We will also be following social distancing guidelines and will be operating time slots for groups with capacity limits depending on government guidance. My next slide, please. As sort of on Helen's slides explained, our properties are located in the heart of the country, a 2-hour drive from London and about 45 minutes from Birmingham. We have coach drop-off points within Stratford, close to the birthplace, and a short walk from Horsecroft, New Place and Holy Trinity Church. We also have free on-site coach parking at Anne Hathaway's cottage and at Mary Arden's farm. Next slide, please. Oh, sorry, and next one. Thank you. At Shakespeare's Birthplace, you can explore the house where Shakespeare was born and grew up. On a visit through the house, you will see the parlour, hall, glover's workshop and bedchambers furnished to look as they would have in Shakespeare's childhood. There are guides on hand throughout the visit to answer questions. The garden is laid out today as it would have been in the mid-19th century and features plants mentioned in Shakespeare's plays. Next slide, please. Anne Hathaway's cottage is a quintessentially English thatched cottage where Anne Hathaway, Shakespeare's wife, grew up. The house remained in the Hathaway family until 1892, when it was purchased by the trust, and still contains items of family furniture, including the Hathaway bed from Anne's time. The grounds change with the seasons, so there is always something to enjoy in the cottage gardens, on the woodland walk, and exploring the sculpture trail. Next slide, please. At New Place and Horscroft are situated close to each other in the town and near to the Holy Trinity Church. New Place is the site of Shakespeare's grand family home with a beautiful garden and specially commissioned artworks. Horscroft is the Jacobean home of Shakespeare's daughter Susanna and her physician husband John Hall. Mary Arden's farm is situated in the local village of Wilmcote and is home to a number of rare breeds animals raised as they would have been in the 16th century. There is also a children's play area and lots of outdoor spaces there. All our sites have a retail offer, and although we are in a period of change at the moment, we can offer catering. Next slide, please. That was a very quick run through of what we have to offer, so please do get in touch if there's anything we can help with or any more details. The team are delighted to help developing itineraries and putting together packages that suits any individual needs. Thank you for your time today.
And I'll pass over to Toby from the British Motor Museum.
Sorry, I was frantically unmuting myself then. Good morning, I'm Toby Batchelor, Head of Commerce at the British Motor Museum. As an antidote to potential PowerPoint paralysis, I thought I'd start by giving you a flavour of the museum with a short video. So let's hope that technology is still on our side. Well, hopefully the tech worked and you also all got a flavour of the experience on offer here at the museum. As Helen said, Shakespeare's England isn't all about Shakespeare. As well as being home to the Bard, Warwickshire is also in many ways the beating heart of the British motor industry, which is why it was chosen as the location for the British Motor Museum. The museum holds the world's largest collection of historic British cars. It also plots the impact of the automobile on our social history. So whether it's the cars themselves or their historical impact, with our interactive exhibits, our show calendar, and our educational activities, there really is something here at the museum for all. We're a registered charity and our mission is to collect, conserve, research and display our collection for the good of the nation. So group visits fit nicely with our brief, and we're always glad to welcome parties large and small. We're 5 minutes from the junction 12 of the M40 and set in 65 acres of landscape grounds. Hopefully you've got a feel for that with the video. We're housed in two buildings. The main museum building holds the majority of our collection, the exhibits and our gift shop. And then the collection centre, which has our reserve collection and includes a mezzanine floor, which you saw overlooking the workshop, so that visitors can see cars that are currently under restoration or just having routine maintenance that are part of our collection. Museum visitors can find the Junction 12 Cafe on our upper ground floor with a range of tasty, freshly prepared meals and snacks from our in-house catering team. And for the museum to be self-sustainable, our building houses more than just the museum. We've also got an award-winning modern conference centre on our upper ground floor, housing facilities that can facilitate meetings and conferences for up to 600 people. In October, we were very proud to receive the Best Independent Conference Venue Award in the nationally voted for CHS Awards. I've put a note here to say we're also regularly praised on our toilet facilities. I think we were ahead of our time. We went touch-free toilets next to our cafe a couple of years ago, and it seemed that we must have known something that others, well, that even we didn't. The museum building is capped by the rooftop sky suite, which has curved windows, panoramic views of Warwickshire, and a rooftop deck. It's a perfect space for weddings, parties, dinners. So if you're looking to add something extra to your group experience, please give us a shout. As I say, catering in-house, lots that we can do, and we're very flexible. Can I have the next slide, please? So what do we offer groups? We've got over 1,000 parking spaces on site, so we're not short on space. So there's a dedicated coach drop-off point, free and plentiful parking, which is close to the museum entrance and the entrance to the collection centre. We offer discounted pricing for groups, as you can see, £10 per person, down from £14.50, which is our standard adult entry price. We also offer free entry for group organisers and drivers, and a meal voucher for the coach driver to use in the Junction 12 Cafe. In addition, we can offer group tours. Our group tours take around 45 minutes and are priced at £30 a tour with a maximum of 20 people. And I guess, you know, as I said at the beginning, we are a charitable organisation. And if there's something specific you're looking for, if you're looking to tailor something different, just give us a shout, talk to me or our bookings team, and we'll be glad to help. Next slide, please. So there's a quick overview. Thank you all very much for attending today. I know these online experiences are a little bit odd for all of us, but it is great to see friendly faces. Thanks for your time.
And now can I please hand over to Craig Smith from the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Thank you, Helen. Hello, everybody. My name is Craig, and I'm the Group Sales and Marketing Officer at the Royal Shakespeare Company. So the Royal Shakespeare Company, or RSC, as we're also known, is located riverside of the River Avon in Shakespeare's hometown of Stratford-upon-Avon, which, as mentioned earlier, is about 2 hours from London in the heart of the West Midlands. So we have accessible parking directly outside the theatre and have roadside access straight onto our doorstep if arriving by coach, so that's ideal for groups. And once arrived, we're in a few short minutes walking distance to the rest of the beautiful town. So who are we and what do we perform? As you can see on this slide, under usual circumstances, we perform all year round, and that's a mix of Shakespeare plays, Elizabethan and Jacobean writers, and living playwrights. So this gives us a varied programme and allows us the opportunity to appeal to Shakespeare enthusiasts, but also to new and family audiences with our new writings. So on site, we have two thrust stage theatres in the main building. That's the Royal Shakespeare Theatre and the Swan Theatre, which both provide an intimate theatre experience akin to how plays would have been staged in Shakespeare's era. We also have an additional studio space in our creative hub named The Other Place, which is complete with cafe bar and is just a short 3-minute walk away along the Southern Lane. So unfortunately, as with many venues in light of the pandemic, our activity is currently continuing solely online with live streams and broadcasts of new and archived pieces and a collection of schools, workshops and resources. But we return to live theatre programming hopefully later in 2021. But that's not all that we offer. So as you'll see from our next slide, aside from performances, we offer a range of different activities for visitors during the daytime, which can be booked separately or as a bundle with our own RSC Explorer Pass, which is a great option for making a whole day of it. So that includes interactive exhibitions, one of which is called The Play's the Thing, which showcases secrets and stories from over 100 years of theatre making and also houses our rare copy of Shakespeare's first folio. You can access our tower either by lift or stairs, which stands at 8 stories tall, and enjoy the stunning views of Shakespeare's hometown and a great sneak peek at our newly built costume workshop, which we are hoping to open up to visitors in the near future for tours of our world-class costume making, which segues me nicely onto, of course, our classic array of guided theatre tours to discover more of the RSC and the world of backstage. So as said earlier, no visit to anywhere would be complete without a tea and a bite to eat. So as you'll see on our next slide, located on the 3rd floor of the Royal Shakespeare Theatre is our rooftop restaurant, where great food and stunning scenery are always on the menu. Open for pre-theatre dining and throughout the daytime for lunch options and afternoon teas or your Sunday lunch. So it's perfect for any group size, and we can cater for vegan, vegetarian, gluten and dairy-free diners too. We also have the Riverside Cafe on the ground floor, which is great for lighter snack options. And then finally, just to note on our last slide, that we do offer a range of options for visitors in groups, whether that's a group booking for a performance or a conference event to host any number of delegates. Our group rates for theatre tickets are open to groups of 10 and above, and that's Monday through to Friday, and greater discounts apply the larger the group size. So that can bring your tickets down to as little as £24.50 per person in the Swan Theatre and £34.50 per person in the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. So I hope that has given you a quick glimpse into who we are and what we offer. For more information and news on our current activity, you can visit our website, or do feel free to reach out to me directly after today if you've got any individual needs or questions. So thank you, everybody, and back to Helen.
Thanks, Toby. That was great, and thanks for coming along today. Toby actually only joined the RSC just before the pandemic hit. So bless him, he's had a very steep learning curve to catch up and to be thrown to the lion's den by coming along to Excursions today. So thank you very much for doing this, Craig. And now I'll love to hand over to Emily, who knows all about Excursions, having been many times before. But Emily's going to talk to us about the fantastic Compton Verney.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you to the South East Tourism team for hosting us, and to the team at Shakespeare's England for this opportunity. So my name is Emily Medcraft, and when I'm not homeschooling, I'm the Visitor Experience Manager at Compton Verney. I have been there a very long time, since we opened in 2004, and regular face at Excursions. Hopefully I've met some of you in the past. So Compton Verney Art Gallery and Park, this is our beautiful Georgian building. We are set in 120 acres of Capability Brown parkland. Inside the gallery, we have our own collection, and we have exhibition spaces as well. And around the park, it is a typical Capability Brown parkland with sweeping lawns, beautiful views, amazing trees, and lots of walks that you can go and do. We've been very busy with people walking, which is fantastic. We opened in 2004 after the building was completely restored. It was a derelict building in the 1990s, and we are an independent charity set up to share our passion and love for arts and nature, and that goes through to all the programming that we do. If I can have my next slide, please. So inside the gallery, these slides are our permanent collection. So these are the artworks that we own that you can see all the time. So we are quite I suppose, a traditional art gallery in terms of our collections, but you can tell that we respect the building and how they are displayed. So we have this beautiful Georgian building designed by Robert Adam in 1760. It was the family home of the Verney family for nearly 500 years before it was sold, became derelict, and we restored it. So it's been very sympathetically restored throughout. So on the ground floor, the top slide with the blue walls is our Naples collection. We have our British Portraits collection, so lots of famous faces in there. We have a fantastic Joshua Reynolds painting. We have Henry VIII and Queen Elizabeth in that collection too. We have our Northern European collection, a collection of religious artworks from the medieval period. So there's fantastic sculptures and paintings in there as well. And then going up onto our first floor, we have our fantastic Chinese collection, which is one of the biggest in Europe and is a designated collection of national importance due to the range of work. So these are things that would have been used for ancestral worship, in burials as well, fantastic sort of wine caskets, and these amazing warriors greet you as you go in. And then up on our top floor, we have our fantastic folk art collection, which is incredibly popular with all of our visitors. So these are artworks created by people not necessarily that would see themselves as being artists. They date from about 1700s up to about the 1930s. So they would have been things for somebody's home, maybe for their work as well. So there's shop signs, there's hunting decoys, there's all sorts of things. There's a fantastic military quilt in there which greets you as you would go into the collection. And then we also have our Enid Marks collection. Enid Marks was a British designer and artist and illustrator, and she bequeathed her collection to us when she passed away in 1998 after visiting Compton Verney as a wreck and fell in love with the place. She said she felt like Titania when she visited and walking through the park. So we have her collection of things that she used to inspire her designs, and also things that she just loved to collect. So it's quite an eclectic, lovely mix. So the galleries are spread over 3 floors, but we're completely accessible. There's a lift to every floor. As you can see, lots of nice big spaces. So it's very easy to get around. It's level access throughout as well. So there's no lifts or stairs or anything like that. And we also have 3 exhibition suites where we put on our exhibitions. So these will be things that change throughout the year. And we are installing our spring exhibitions in April in the hope that as soon as we get the nod that we are able to open our building, we will be able to do that. So we will be ready to go as soon as we are able to do that. And this year's programme focuses very much on nature. We have an amazing installation coming from a contemporary artist called Rebecca Louise Law. She works with dried flowers. She makes these amazing garlands that hang down from the ceiling that you sort of walk through. And then alongside that, there's a lady called Mary Newcomb, who was a nature inspired artist. So next slide, please. Thank you. So our group offer, so parties of 15 or more, we class it as a group. We can be very flexible in what we offer. So, and obviously we have the good to go accreditation as well. So obviously following all the COVID safe procedures to make sure that all our visits are safe and following the right guidelines. So when we come to open our building, it will be with small groups going around. So we can accommodate up to 50 people, but we'll just split you down into smaller groups to go throughout the building. You can choose to see our exhibitions or the collection, or just come for a park visit if you wish as well. The grounds are beautiful. We also offer, in this wonderful new digital experience that we're all having, if somebody doesn't want to come and visit us on site, we can do a virtual visit as well, with a talk either from myself or maybe even one from one of our curators as well. So we do have a digital offer if that is of interest to anybody. And open up my next slide, please. And I'm nearly finished, yay. You don't have to listen to me anymore. So on site, we have, as I said, we have our fantastic 120 acres with artworks popping up occasionally. You'll see in the distance there in Old Town Meadow, our fantastic green dwelling, which is an amazing artwork that you can go and have a wander around, and it frames the views of the park. We do have a walk up from the car park. Parking is free, but we do run a shuttle. So if anybody that might struggle with the walk, we can offer that. We have some fantastic spaces inside for that all-important catering. We can sit up to 50 people in our fantastic Adam Hall. And that's anything from having a tin coffee on arrival through to having a lunch or an afternoon tea as well. We have a fantastic Georgian chapel in the park that you can also use for any talks or lectures or any tours. So we also offer tours of the park and of the collection and of the exhibitions. And we really look forward to welcoming our group visitors back in 2021 when we get that all important nod. Thank you very much for listening and for joining us today. My contact details are on the screen there. And yes, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emily. And I, for one, can't wait to be back at Compton Verney. I love it. Every time I walk to the main house over that little bridge, I always have to stand and take a photograph. I must have 100 of the same photograph, but I just love it. And now to finish off, I'd like to introduce you to Abby McCartney, who is Rugby are our most recent members of Shakespeare's England. And so we're delighted that Abby was able to join us today, and I'll hand over to Abby.
Thank you, Helen. Good morning, I'm Abby McCartney, Place Marketing Officer at Rugby Borough Council. I'd like to say thank you to the Shakespeare's England team for their support and of course for the opportunity to say a few words about Rugby today. So Rugby is a traditional market town. It's got a strong industrial past and the location is very handy for travelling by car or by train. As with many of our towns, Rugby is no different and is experiencing an evolving high street. But with a growing population and a town centre regeneration project underway, there is potential for business investment and potential for a thriving tourism market. Next slide, please. Rugby Art Gallery Museum is a central hub for the town. The entrance and ground floor provides a visitor information centre along with a gift shop, cafe and a library. The building comprises of a contemporary art gallery with a museum, and you will also find the World Rugby Hall of Fame. The art gallery holds many exhibitions throughout the year and has some really interesting collections on display. In addition to this, the team at Rugby Art Gallery Museum also offer an education programme. They can provide workshops to schools, groups and colleges. Next slide, please. The event hall is the main indoor event space for the town. There'd normally be a packed programme of live entertainment and shows. The space can be hired for small or large groups. It's very flexible to suit several functions. For example, corporate meetings, private celebrations and events. Next slide, please. Rugby Town Centre is blessed to have a beautifully kept open space that is Caldecott Park. Again, there's normally a programme of community events that would make use of the open space. The park is a great addition to the town and offers a space for a relaxing stroll, somewhere to let the kids run free, or an opportunity for a spot of tennis. Not forgetting the popular cafe that serves delicious homemade cakes and artisan coffees. Next slide, please. Just to take you back to the Rugby Art Gallery Museum, I must tell you about the main attraction to the town. The World Rugby Hall of Fame is an exhibition in its own right. It is a technical and interactive story of the sport. With free entry, whether you're a fan of rugby, history, or sports in general, the Hall of Fame is well worth a visit. Are you okay to go back to my first slide, please? Thank you. So more information on these places that I've talked about can be found on the Shakespeare's England website. If you have any questions, please do get in contact with me. Rugby is going to be one of those towns that perhaps will be a watch this space. I'm really grateful of the help and support from Shakespeare's England, and we're hoping to work together to get plenty more venues and places to visit up and running on on the Shakespeare's England website. So as I said, please watch this space. So thank you everybody for listening. Do stay safe, everybody, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thanks, Abby. And we're very excited to be working closer with our colleagues in rugby. And as Abby says, we're in the process at the moment of onboarding additional businesses within rugby who can help offer accommodation, suggestions of F&B offers for you. But if you are interested in going, just contact ourselves, either Abby direct or via us, and we can always point you in the right direction, even if they haven't quite made it to the website yet, but they will be coming soon. So I think now it's, in a way, it's handing back to the excursions team or and to Karen, so to curate any questions that may be coming in.
Okay, right, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for that. That was really useful. I think we're giving Chris Whitty a run for his money with our presentations. And next slide, please. So thank you for that. Right, so we'll hand over for Q&A, which Karen is going to facilitate. Take over, Karen.
Thank you. Forgot to unmute myself earlier. Thank you very much. We have a question for Toby. How does your collection differ to that at Bewley? And that's a good one because Bewley's in our home territory. So it'd be great to hear what you have to say.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for the question. We talk very regularly with Bewley and we occupy slightly different spaces. So Bewley is a national collection, but it's not purely focused on the British automotive industry. So it is a national collection of fantastic automobiles. However, our focus is different in terms of representing the British motor industry. And when I say British, you know, at the heart of our collection lies, I guess, in the old sort of British Leyland days. But we're working hard to expand that, and we're keen to reflect the industry in the broadest possible sense, and its impact on Britain, as opposed to a beautiful collection of cars that are there for the nation to admire. So as a British, theirs aren't all British, there's the key difference, but they are key partners and friends of ours. So come and have a look at both.
Great, thank you. And another one for you, Toby. What are the Motor Museum group numbers? And that's Kenneth Morham.
12 or more. Anything over 12 we consider to be a group. You know, if it's a really large group, give us a shout. Obviously, the numbers and tours that I quoted are based on what I used to call normality. Who knows what we'll refer to it as the future sort of evolves. But yeah, 12 and upwards is the simple answer.
That's great. And one here about rugby. Jackie's Garside said, you didn't mention the Great Rugby School. Do they not now open to the public?
Good question. Was that, are they not yet open to the public? Was that?
Are they not now open to the public? Are they open to the public, basically?
Oh no. As far as I know, rugby schools closed in terms of education and their their corporate side of their operations as well. I am in contact with the team there, so if anyone has any direct questions for rugby school, I can do my best to find out.
I think what the question probably, Abby, is more, do they still offer an opportunity when we aren't going through a pandemic for visits? And the answer to that is yes. And they will indeed be looking to work again with us once we are allowed to do that and open the doors. So as Abby says, we're in close contact with them. We will be aiming to get the information, because certainly with things like the Rugby League World Cup in October, we would certainly want to try and put some suggested itineraries together where visitors can make use of going to the Rico, see the rugby, and go to the rugby school and go to the museum and pull the whole thing together. But once we've got more info, we will let you know.
Well put, Helen, thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. That seems to be all the questions, unless anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask a quick one now.
Would it be possible to see the video again online? Because I missed the first bit, unfortunately.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
This has been recorded, so we will post. This will be hosted and posted out via email to everybody, and it will be on the Excursions website.
Okay, thank you.
You can also access it via the Shakespeare's England website at any time. Kate, can you confirm exactly the easiest way to locate it on our website?
The easiest one probably is actually go through our YouTube channels. So if you go on to search for Shakespeare's England on YouTube, it will come up with all of our videos, and the videos are there. And for the British Motor Museum one, they also on the YouTube channel. So if you search for the British Motor Museum videos on YouTube, it will pop up as well.
Thank you very much. And Jackie Garside just got back to say that she really feels that the rugby school is really part of Britain's heritage to be included.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yes, I am. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the challenge, Jackie, sometimes with the school is because it is still a working school. As we know, the opening is always slightly limited because it has to work around the operation of the school. But you are absolutely 100% correct. It's a massive part of our history, and something else that we're very, very proud of. And with the sporting focus coming up over the next 12 months, then we hope that we will be able to promote it even more so, and get more people to understand that there is an opportunity to go and visit the school.
Thank you. I think that's rounded everything up, and thank you to Jackie, Kevin, and Kenneth. Some questions, and I hope that's sorted all the answers. Over to you, Elaine.
Lovely. It's been great to have you all today. It's been lovely to hear all about Shakespeare's England. So thank you to you and your team, and for everyone for taking the time. I'm just going to do a final, for those, apologies again for those that have seen this a few times, but as this is show week, we do have, we'll direct you back to our website now, excursionsshow.com, and on there you can view over 75 profiles for all the different exhibitors, including those that have been talking today. And on each profile, again, talking about the videos, at the bottom there is information, there's a link to their video footage and also any show offers that they're running, as well as it all in a gallery as well. You can download brochures that you've heard about, and you can also request postal information or make online inquiries. So we're collating all those and feeding them back to the exhibitors to facilitate and disseminate later on. You can register for some of our other familiarisation sessions as well that are coming up. And if you haven't already, then you can subscribe to the e-newsletters, and we will be putting all of these videos out via our e-newsletters as well as on social media for that. And a final one is we will also on Saturday be telling you a bit more about our new venue for 2022, which is going to be at Twickenham Stadium on the 22nd of January. So January 2022, the 22nd of January at Twickenham Stadium. So Abby, it would be great if we were able to see you there in due course as well, particularly from a Visit Rugby. So we will see. So thank you very much, everybody. Lovely to see you. And for those of you that we're going to see later today, we will see you then. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks, everybody.